Hey, greetings fellow slinging agents in the wild, and welcome back to the show. Let's kick it off with the shout-outs. Coming in over on our YouTube channel, we have Of Steam, Steel, and Murder, who says, "Let's do this. It's great to be tearing into a new adventure." And to that I say, hell yeah, let's do this. Don't forget, we can be found on all major and minor podcast apps and over on our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. So don't be a stranger. And as far as the intro is concerned, that's it. So it's time to say it with me. Let's warm up our dice and top off our glasses. Roll the Hard 20 presents episode 2 of our homebrewed scenario, Playthings. Enjoy. So I did a few reads on it to make sure it hit all the high notes that we needed to, and then I restructured it so as certain beats are met, it like we said before, where it kind of does a lull, and then it gets really high, and then comes back down, then boof, 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 where it's not just a lull, but it's not all action oriented. It's just when you think that nothing's going on, like with Father Miller. You were just doing a routine house check, and then next thing you know, this guy is not what he was supposed to be.
Dungeon.
Yeah. One of those fucking dungeons. But, I was telling Tone and Chris that it's not a sprint. It's like a marathon. We don't have to be rushing through it. So even though we may not hit that beat for our cliffhanger at an episode or whatever, I don't want to rush you through any of your investigative procedures. So.
We have other bedroom. It was funny because I said that and then it just cut off. I'm like, oh, I just got gong showed.
So, slowly feeling out how it's going, get an idea why you're in town, why you're there in New Iberia, and
get some Tabasco.
Yeah, as always, these places are real places. So, I changed the addresses on some of them. So.
Listeners are going to people's houses.
Well, they can't because 518 doesn't exist.
I know. I'm just
516 does. 518 does not. So
just takes a crafty person with a Sharpie to make 516 518.
You're too crafty. Look at
ABC, always be crafty.
Let me lead us in, and we will begin.
Right on.
Greetings, fellas slinging agents of the wild. Welcome back to the show. It is I, your trusted handler, with me, my hard slingers of yore.
Ding dong!
The witch is dead.
Episode 2 of our homebrewed scenario, Playthings. Last episode, you guys got the call to head to New Iberia to investigate the murders/suicide of the Trasco family. As Heisenberg mentioned, it's very similar to two other families that over the past 6 weeks have done similar things. You then went to the house, met with Detective Norris, who was filling in for Detective Grady, who was called back to the station, and you are currently going through your investigative nature of the house right now. So with your conclusion of investigating and checking the master bedroom, what would you like to do next?
I guess whichever room is next. We should also maybe check out that bathroom, but I think the room might be more fortuitous right now.
Okay, so you go down the hallway, because you see Detective Norris is still going through the bathroom. You exit the master bedroom and start heading back down the hallway. You pass the stairs leading down on the right and go to the first door on the left. The door is open, and inside you see it's a girl's bedroom. Beautiful pink curtains. You see there's a TV in one corner, a dresser, and you see on this would have been beautiful pink comforter the outline of a dead body. Blood on the ceiling fan, blood on the floor, blood about the vanity mirror that's atop of the dresser.
Jeez. What, from our knowledge, what type of... Is this like a normal throat slit kind of trajectory of blood? Does it do like the Zatoichi movies? And
Make a...
I would know slashes and cuts, I think.
Give me either a forensics or an investigation check.
Okay.
Either one of them.
Can we all roll it, or does it
You
just
guys are
have
all
to
in
be?
the room, I'm
12.
imagining.
Right on.
My
Whoa,
instinct
Tony,
is
lost
higher.
Tony.
Did you?
No,
I rolled a 100, which of course is a critical failure. Not only do I not know what's going on, I probably ruined something that could have given us an insight.
There were no murders here.
He fell down on top of the evidence.
Yeah. The crucial thing to the thing is on the, oh, you just destroyed it. Never mind. You stepped on the cosmic contact. You're walking around, you're a crunch.
You passed, right, each?
I did.
You did. You could tell from the way that the blood is patterned on the ceiling, on the fan, and all about that this probably wasn't a singular slice. This was probably a pistoning of a blade going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Okay.
Multiple
So it's
perforations. Yes, multiple perforations to the body.
So, is there any, say, splatters in like a horizontal nature on the high parts of the wall? Meaning, was the ceiling fan on and they turned it off? Because it's, I'm just wondering, like, oh, well, we got to turn this off. We got to, see if people have been monkeying with the room.
No, everything appears to be spatter. Nothing appears to be in some kind of a
Yeah.
centrifugal induced pattern along the walls.
Okay. Well, I think we're doing the dressers, drawers, and beds and all that again. I mean, maybe we take particular note looking at the mirror and the vanity since we've dealt with things like that before.
Okay.
But
Who's
yeah,
taking
I'll
what?
take the closet again.
Okay.
I guess Tony do the dressers and all that, and maybe Weaver doing the checking it out with your whammy device and the beds and all that.
The whammy.
We'll go with the deso first.
All right, I'll check the nightstands and under the bed.
Okay. Open up the nightstand. You see there's all kinds of Lego toys in there. You see that there's a little diary in there. You see that there's other knickknacks and whatnot, little Shopkin toys and sunglasses that a 12-year-old girl would wear.
All right. The diary strikes me as something interesting. Hasn't been written in recently?
You pull it out. You see it says, The Diary of Brooke. You open it up. You go straight to the back page, and you see that it looks like it was probably written in maybe a couple of days ago.
Okay. Anything interesting in the passage that might give us an insight as to what happened?
Just says something that Mom's been really irritated lately, especially with Maxine. Maxine's been really whiny. Can't understand why the girl is a spoiled brat.
Okay. And
Photos, at least.
Yeah. So there's been some signs that there was an issue. This didn't happen all at once, which is good to have that confirmed. Anything else?
No. Other things are like, does Joey love me? Yes or no? I want to marry Joey. Joey. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Isn't Joey an adult?
Joey's
Met this
in
awesome,
jail.
cool taxi driver.
Joey's in jail now. Making peanut butter sandwiches with his celly.
Anything else in the nightstands?
No.
Anything under the bed?
Just shoes and dirty clothes that a child would push under.
Yeah. Clean your room. Sure. It's clean now. Everything's under the bed. I got you.
The
Moving
peculiar
to
thing.
Rice.
Well, real quick, the peculiar thing is that this is a girl's room, yet there's Legos in there. And we know that girls don't play with Legos, really. So I'm thinking that there's something shady going on.
Of course. You solved it, old boy. Moving on to Rice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do the same thing I did in the master bedroom, and that is just kind of sniff out any radio signals or anything that might indicate there's something of electronic or
It's only
radio
of electronic in nature, right? That's what you're...
Yeah, just radio signals, power, is anything other than the lights. I'm looking for signals that might get emitted from a technical type of device.
Got it. And again, your device is dormant.
Okay.
No computer in the room or anything?
Yeah, was there
No.
a computer in this room?
No,
Not in
she's
this
12
one.
years old. Probably didn't
Yeah.
have anything like that. Parental.
And they took all the cell phones.
There was only 3, but yeah,
they took them all. Okay. And then has anybody looked under the bed yet?
Yeah, Odessa just looked.
Like under the bed or under the mattress as well?
Well, I looked under the bed. I didn't look between the mattresses. That probably would have been a better way to go about it, too. So Odessa checks under the bed and then just pulls up the mattress just to see if there's anything between the mattresses and the bed frame.
No, just completely soaked in blood.
Ugh.
Yeah, that pleasant.
Is there a desk in that room?
No.
No desk. It's basically just a bed and a dresser.
Bed, dresser, nightstand, chair to watch TV.
There's the vanity, right?
Yeah.
Like
And has
pictures
anybody-
stuck in it, best friends, things like that. Maybe some of the girls that were from the other family. We should at least take pictures of as much as we can and go, yeah, look, see, Brooke had a picture of this girl and that girl when we go investigate. She's with the other family. Maybe.
And we found a diary or a journal.
Yeah, we did. We found a diary.
So we should be snapping pictures of all of those pages.
Or pocketing it. They didn't. Well,
Or pocketing. Yeah, they didn't take it as evidence.
But we will. It did
Yeah.
show, I'll share that information with the rest of the group. I don't know, man. We look a little weird pocketing a little girl's diary.
So we'll take that. And has anybody looked at the vanity yet?
No.
Okay. So,
So
I'll
you
start.
go over to the vanity and you can see that there are a few pictures. Most of them are from her and her classmates. Other girls hanging out, talking, whatever. Other picture with her and her father and brother, sisters. Just another candid family one. But other than that, it just seems like a typical 12-year-old girl's room. Each.
Yep.
Moving to the closet. It's closed.
all right. And listen at the door and then pick the lock. And then I'll open it.
Open it. You see inside there's a couple of shelves inside. You see that there's some dresses, leggings, t-shirts hung up, all kinds of glamour girls shirts and stuff. You see that there's all kinds of movies and SpongeBob and frickin' Justice League, whatever.
Stuff in a girl's room. Legos.
Yeah.
Justice League.
You don't see anything abnormal though.
There's something wrong.
does
There's
anything-
absolutely something wrong. There's no presence of My Little Pony.
Yeah. Does anything look particularly out of order or particularly in order? Like, is there a section of movies meticulously stacked versus the rest of them, which are just thrown across? Or is everything nice and neat, and then there's some that are jumbled or upside down or things like that?
Looking at the movies, they all look to be sectioned off with what they are. Like all the SpongeBobs are together. All the Spider-Mans are together. All the My Little Ponies are together. All the Strawberry Shortcakes are together. You know, this...
Okay.
So obsessive compulsive, maybe?
Possibly.
Well, I'll do a quick just search of kind of pulling a group of them out, putting them back in, just to see if there's anything hidden behind any or things like that. I'm not going to go through every single one and see if all the discs match up with the name, but
Okay. Pull them out one by one by one. You pull one of them out. It's got a little note in there. Looks like there's a note from Joey at school. You know, it says, hi, will you go with me, yes or no? And she hasn't checked either one of the boxes yet.
oh no.
Oh,
That's so
no.
sad. Well, I'm sure they would check that before they gave it to him in the penal correctional facility. Him being 38 or 40. Okay, well, that's very sad, actually. What else is in the closet down below? Is it shoes and roller skates and...
Exactly, yeah. Shoes, roller skates, one of those little hamster Hobbit trail things that stuffed with little Shopkin dolls and shit. Looks like it's been stored for a while, though.
Is there any sort of chair nearby that maybe she'd pull over? And I wanted to look at the top shelves if there are any. Maybe she hid something up there or something like that.
Pull the chair over, reach around up on top. You don't feel anything up there. Feels like it's totally empty.
Okay.
Yeah, the room seems kind of like a bust.
Yeah. Aside from the tragic note, that's just sad. Okay. Well, we'll remember the name Joey in case that plays into something larger in this. And right now we're just making fun of it, but
Moving down to the next room, this appears to be another girl's room, although there's clothes that are just strewn about the floor, and the disarray is not chaotic. It appears that there's just something about this room that's different than the master bedroom and Brooke's room next door. This room doesn't have any blood in it.
well, this is Maxine's, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Looking inside, you see that the bed itself is unmade. You see that the dresser is off to one side with just a regular mirror. And you also see that the closet itself is already open. Tell me what you'd like to do.
Okay, so just as do we get a feel for this room? And what I mean by that is we walk in there and it's like, okay, this is the normal state of the room where we feel like something's off here. Do we get a feeling like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Not an actual, oh yes, we can see the picture on the wall is crooked. It's just kind of like, okay, something's off here. Do we feel that way at all?
You definitely feel as though nobody has died in this room.
Okay.
Like it looks like it's in order, other than the clothes kind of strewn about like any other typical young girl would have. Rice, make a technology check.
32 under 60.
Part of your device has a bar of 5 LED lights on it, and the lowest one intermittently pulses. But you're not picking anything up through the speaker or anything else on any of the channels.
So if I move around the room, does the LED strength increase or decrease?
It stays about the same, just intermittent, and then within about 15 seconds, it goes dormant.
Okay. I would have recorded this signal.
Okay.
So I'm not going to analyze it now, but I will have recorded that signal because that device, that's part of the thing he does is he records signals, for later analysis because it's his thing. But I still keep it active just in case that signal comes back again so I can capture some more.
Okay.
Okay. Hey guys, and I'll just say to Adesso and Ichi, hey, I picked up kind of a weird signal in here, guys. I'm not sure what it is, but it kind of pulsed for a few seconds and then went away. I did capture the signal, but obviously I don't have time to analyze it now, but just something to note that there was some odd signal in this room.
Well, let's make sure there's no hidden nanny cam in here where somebody was just trying to surreptitiously watch some teenage girl change her clothes.
Yeah, or maybe could it have been something that, and I'm going to say this sort of in a hushed tone, could it be something that Detective Norris was doing on his end, that you're picking it up from a few bedrooms away?
Perhaps. I mean, anything's possible with these signals. Being in a home, the walls could mute the signals. I wouldn't know for sure, Ichi, unless I move out of the room and kind of observe the signal strength.
Maybe we go check on Detective Norris real quick, see what he's doing.
So as we're kind of hush talking about this, Bryce kind of gets an idea that maybe it's not in this room at all after talking to Ichi.
Okay.
I'm going to just walk out of the room and just remember this thing looks like a cell phone. So I'm going to be kind of walking into the other rooms and then back into the master as if I'm like taking notes, but I'm really looking to see if the signal pops up.
Okay. As you're looking at it, you hear a squelch coming from Detective Norris, and your LED light actually pulses. And you hear him talking on the two-way, and he says something to the effect of, okay, go ahead and tell the rest of the officers to start heading back, and I'll secure the premises. Thank you, officer. Then it goes dormant again.
All right. So I think that's pretty indicative that it's just picking up some radio frequencies from talkie communication. So I'll walk back into the room and tell Ichi this. I don't think the signal is much of anything. As I got closer to where Detective Norris was, he was on the talkie, and my device picked up those signals. So,
But you heard
That's what he wants you to think, man.
it's still recorded. I still recorded, but I'll analyze it when we have a moment.
Excellent.
each. What are you doing?
I'm checking out the closet of thankfully still alive young Maxine.
As you look inside the already open closet, you see there's a small collection of 7 dolls inside
Ugh.
that are arrayed in a semicircle, positioned to look at whoever is sitting in front of them. As
Does
those,
this appear to be young girl tea party thing, or is it with my eye of the occult set up in some sort of weird
make an observation check.
30 under 72?
As you're looking at these 7 dolls, you notice that there appears to be a wide space between doll number 4 and doll number 5. Like there should be another doll there. You see the dolls are a Barbie, another Barbie, a stuffed dog, a large plastic frog, then a space, and then a porcelain doll with eerie blue eyes, a tiki statue that's about 4 inches tall.
Okay.
And
So
they're
2 Barbies, a dog and a frog, a space, porcelain, and then a tiki doll.
Yeah, and it's all like in a semicircle, as though somebody would sit down and play with their dolls, but there's a big space between 4 and 5.
So those are her little playthings. Oh, thank you. That's the name of the game we're playing, guys. Let's see. I'll make sure that I let the other 2 agents come over and take a look. I want to look at the rest of the closet real quick, but then I'll focus more on that if we need to. Anything else in the closet striking me weird? Anything behind the clothes, like a drawing on the wall or anything?
No, nothing abnormal at all.
Okay, well, definitely taking pictures of the little gathering of dolls. Now, do I notice any other missing doll in the room? Maybe laying askew somewhere? I'll also follow up, remind me, gentlemen, to ask if when they took Maxine to protective custody or whatever, she had a doll with her, and maybe that's the extra doll. But is there any other stuffed animals or dolls look like they were kicked away or thrown asunder in the room?
No, in fact, it seems like the only dolls that you do see are the ones that were on the floor. There's nothing else on the bed or in a chair or anything. And the little tiki statue doesn't seem like a doll. So she's probably just pulling things to resemble what it needs to be. So, like when you sit down, have tea with Mrs. Nesbit.
Yeah, it's the tiki curse from Brady Bunch. I knew it.
Watch out, Greg!
Does the tiki, and the porcelain doll, the other ones could be, but those 2 in particular, do they seem of anything odd nature that I haven't seen before? Or is it just the typical creepy porcelain doll? Is it a typical tiki you get when you go to Hawaii airport and bring something home for your kid?
Yeah, it's just simple stuff like that. It looked like it was something that maybe she was having her own little tea party kind of thing.
Okay. Is there any tea around? Are there any little cups or any things like that?
No. Maybe she was just having her little seance party.
Absolutely.
just
Seance party. There you go.
Bunch of cat piss stinking witches. I hate them all. Mm-hmm. All right.
All right, so we've got a bunch of dolls in a semicircle. In the open side of the semicircle, would there be a chair or something, or somebody for some place for someone to sit?
There's an opening in front of the closet where you would sit on the floor if you could, but there's no chair that was drug in front of it, unless an officer moved it.
If I sit in the opening before the closet and look around, do I see anything?
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm going to sit down where she would have ostensibly sat and look around to see if I notice anything. Reflections on the wall, the ceiling, the ground, the things, the little objects. What do I see?
You don't see anything. You just sit down and you see to the left there's a door. You know, behind you to your right is the bed. TV behind your left. But the closet's just right there with you sitting on the floor. There's no, there's a window to the right, but there's nothing drawn on the window. There's nothing drawn on the ceiling. There's nothing drawn in the closet.
What does the window look out on?
It looks out onto the corner of the neighboring house at 516.
Anything of note if I look out the window?
No.
Do I get any feeling while I'm sitting there of like harmony, resonance, discord, something where I'm just like, I like it here, or I'm comfortable here, or like a feeling of anticipation, like, okay, now that you're in the right position, you need to...
No, you don't get the feeling of any of that at all.
And this is Maxine's room, right?
Presumably, yes. I mean, it's a girl's room.
It's the only one that doesn't have blood in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she did not survive, or she's the one that survived.
She's the one that survived, yeah.
So there's still something that we're missing in this room, and this semicircle with the missing, attendee.
Yeah.
Seems
Well, we also have
interesting.
the downstairs bedroom, the Lori's room to check.
Yeah.
That was downstairs, right, Ryder?
Yeah.
And then we also have the kitchen, but I don't know. We haven't tried moving the dolls. Maybe each will use his foot and knock over the tiki doll. Does anything happen?
You hear a knock at the door when you do that. And you look up and you see Detective Norris is standing there. And he says, sorry, agents, but it looks like we're going to have to clear out of here. I've been instructed to lock the place up and just post some officers out front to keep the residents secure, but I think our time here is done.
Okay. Is there a way perhaps we could have another 10 minutes? We wanted to check the
kitchen.
downstairs room,
Yeah.
potentially the kitchen. If you wouldn't mind, would 10 more minutes? I'll use my persuasion if I can. Be something that we could do. 007, James Bondy.
Well, I suppose I could be persuaded to, as I show you out of the house, kind of walk you through a little bit downstairs.
I would appreciate that.
Sure. But in the meantime, we're going to have to start moving downstairs. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll set the little doll back up and then go out.
Oh, what you playing with there, Agent?
I accidentally knocked over the tiki doll. Just wanted to set it back up to the way it was.
And that's how you found it? Was like that?
Just like this, yes.
That's strange.
What it seems like you have...
It looks like there's something missing there.
Well, obviously, yeah, there's a doll missing in the middle. That's what I wanted to ask you.
Oh.
Also, Maxine, I believe this is her room.
That's correct.
When she was taken to be evaluated, did she happen to have a doll with her?
I don't know, Agent. I wasn't there when she was sent there. We were called on the scene afterwards.
Is there a way that you could maybe call and follow up? Because eventually we'd like to go talk to her when she's ready, but just knowing that young Maxine has a friend with her going through all this would definitely, I think, make myself and hopefully the souls of her parents feel a little bit more at ease. That was a hard sell.
Love to do that, Agent, but it looks like all this is taken out of my hands at the moment. It looks like it's been transferred to CID. So at this point, I'm just doing a courtesy to help you see what you need to see, but looks like my time here with the Trascos has come to a conclusion.
Well, I definitely appreciate you helping us out here, and we can let you know that we're not going to be stopping on our investigations, and anything we find out, we'll let you know too. I know
Please
it
don't.
probably concerns you and your men.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm sure Detective Grady would be very grateful as well. So,
Okay. Then I guess
maybe,
we go downstairs and we're able to look at the room real quick, or
sure. Why don't you come on down? Don't step on, poor Thomas' blood.
Thomas.
So he escorts you downstairs. And he says, well, one of you want to take one room and the other take the kitchen, or what do you want to do?
I think that
With
would
our-
work out.
Yeah, with our limited time, we probably want to split up at this point.
Okay.
And if we can, out of game, but if we can, maybe Rice can get on that computer if we can get some time, or if Norris leaves or is talking to his men, maybe we can find out something on that computer.
Okay.
Don't know, but it's worth a shot. I can check the room if you want, Adesso. I know you were keen on that kitchen.
Well, and I'm trying to figure out if this was planned or spontaneous.
Well, the
And-
woman would have to be in the kitchen, and so I doubt it. She probably was forced to go in there by some force, because women don't.
You don't
I'll
make
agree.
the
Long way to
editing
go
of
to make
these
that joke.
shows easy.
All right. Well, I'll check out the room for Lori, and I guess Adesso. You do the kitchen, and Rice can hopefully jump on that pooter and hit 1, 2, 3 for the password.
Okay, so Rice, you and each go to Lori's room. Adesso, Detective Norris says, if you want to follow me, Agent, I'll show you the final crime scene.
Stall him.
1, 2, 3 for Adesso, 4, 5, 6 for the others. Adesso.
Oh, the others. We're fucking Professor Ann, Mary Ann. No, we're and the rest.
You are. Adesso.
Yes.
Norris walks you to the kitchen,
Okay.
and he says, this here is where Amy Trasco took her life. You see that the kitchen is affixed with brass and silver adornments. In the central space between the stove, the sink, and the refrigerator, you see her outline is drawn on the floor, and there's blood on the ground as well. Tell me what you'd like to do.
I'd like to look for the knife block or butcher block or whatever it is.
There's one in the far corner that's between the refrigerator and the stove. So imagine as you enter towards the kitchen, you're walking towards the kitchen. You look to the left and you can see the sink, and you can see over it in the rest of the kitchen. Then you kind of go around that end of the counter, and then now as you look into the kitchen, the refrigerator is to your right, the sink's to your left now. The stove is directly in front of you, and just to the right of the stove, between the stove and the refrigerator against the wall, that would be where the butcher block is.
Got
That
it.
holds all the knives. The outline of where Miss Trasco was is right there on the floor, right in
Okay.
the center.
Which knife is missing?
Looks like the 10-inch carving blade.
Anything else?
No.
Anything in the stove? Or in the oven? Not on the stove, in the oven. Anything in the oven?
Well, it's closed.
I'll open it.
Okay. You open it, you see there's nothing in there. You see at the very bottom shelf is one of those broiler pans.
Okay. Anything in the microwave?
No.
Do they have a toaster?
No.
Okay. All right. Other than starting to open and pull drawers, which I'm not sure the value of, anything stand out to me like, that's unusual, or that I should take a look at that?
You can make an observation check.
I will make an observation check. Oh, what kind of pictures are affixed to the refrigerator?
You see several pictures of the family, actually. They all appear to be very recent. One picture shows the mother of the Trasco family having a conversation with a man and a woman during a more joyous moment. Another picture shows the youngest child, looks like it's Maxine, clutching a doll, but the picture itself looks out of focus. You see other pictures of kids on swings, another one riding a bike. You see Tommy running around with a lightsaber.
Okay. Whip out the phone, take a picture of those attached to the refrigerator.
Okay.
And then I'll bring everyone else's attention. Okay, this is unusual. We have a picture of two strangers on the strangers that we don't know. A picture of a couple on the fridge. They must be of import, otherwise why would they be on the fridge? And the one picture that's out of focus, any way to tell why that is? It was obviously not a very good picture, but they found it significant enough to still put it on the fridge.
It's hard to tell. It looks like it might have been one of those little cheap Polaroid camera things that kids have nowadays.
Okay. All right. Take a real quick look inside the fridge.
You see typical things: beer, leftovers, bread, cheese.
Got it. How about the freezer?
Same thing. Ice. Okay. Hungry man.
Nothing. Gotcha. Okay. So nothing else stands out to me like, oh, gee, yeah, I should take a look at this. Well, my observation check, I got a 43. What do we call that one now?
Observation.
I can't find an
It's based off
observation.
instinct.
Instinct, thank you. It's 52, and I got a 34, so I would have made it.
Made it?
Yes.
Looking down at the outline of where the body was found, the way that the tape is drawn around it, it looks like Miss Trasco was looking at the refrigerator when she took her life. Agent Rice and Agent Kimura, you're in Lori's room. The officer that was posted right in front of the door is gone. You go inside, and it's really pungent in this room. There's no ventilation, there's no ceiling fan, the window's closed, obviously, and it's a small room. It looks like it could have been used for an office that had been turned into a bedroom. And you see the computer was right off to the right next to the bed. I mean, there's maybe 1.5 feet between the bed and the chair that goes to the desk. Rice, tell me what you want to do.
All right. Rice is like a kid in a candy store, is rushing to that computer. He's going to connect USB device to it and then boot it up.
Okay.
And then wait for it to come up. Is there a login or a password prompt or anything?
There is. With your skills, go ahead and make a technology check. And make it with 20%.
That's right. It's 17 under 60.
It's real remedial.
It's a password.
Yeah, just a simple ass password. Guessed 1, 2, 3. So,
Okay. All right. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab any, like the documents folder and anything on the desktop, and I start to move it to that USB device I have connected. And while all those copies or files are copying, I'm looking, is there an email program? Is there anything else on the desktop that looks like out of place for a child of this age?
no, I mean, in fact, most of the stuff are probably online gaming things that a 16-year-old would play, whatever she would be into, whether it's drawing or going on YouTube. No, everything looks pretty standard. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing, certainly not on the surface level. It'd probably require a little bit more in-depth if you wanted to take that at home, but not something you're going to want to spend any time in the Trasco residence delving into.
Sure. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, okay, so Rice is sweeping up the computer of goods, and I'll do the full Adesso Ichi. Well, I'm not going to use Rice's computer thing, but yeah, I'll sweep the room previous to other ones.
Okay. And it's similar to the other ones. You don't see anything abnormal in that room. Like I said, it's just really pungent to the point where you're starting to get nauseous.
Because of the smell of blood and
Yeah.
death and all that?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it the same as the other ones with stuff everywhere? And
Yeah, exactly. This is the first one you saw past the
Yeah.
officer earlier, where you could just see that there was spackle all over the ceiling,
Nightmare
all over
on
the
Elm
walls.
Street.
Yeah,
was this where was the body? Was it on the bed or the floor? Or?
the bed.
Okay, shit. So that was probably... Now, was this one any more violent than the other ones, or is it about the same?
It's about the same. In fact, if anyone was probably took it the worst that of the ones that you've seen, it was probably the father.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he
Lot of
supported the
pent-up
whole
anger.
family, and that's how he gets paid back.
Yeah.
But that's why, because this kid is from the father's previous. We're on it now, boys. This is coming.
Got it.
It's coming. But we'll yeah,
Okay.
figure that out.
Handler, would it be possible or not possible if Rice wanted to like quickly shut this computer down, crack it open and remove the hard drive or the SSD from it for analysis later? Is there enough time or
No,
skill
probably
check,
not.
or-
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get away with that. In fact, Norris is
How many
in the
more
other.
rounds we have? I love this. Unless it's one.
You've got 2 rounds to deal with what you're going to do. Roll me a d6, Rice.
6, huh?
This will be how long it takes you to do that.
I know. 3.
3. It would take you 3 rounds to get that SSD out.
Okay, so
So you wouldn't.
I'm
be able
still
to get it.
capturing. I'm still copying all the files
Yeah.
off anyway. So at least. But I'm grabbing like documents, stuff on the desktop, anything.
And it doesn't
that he
take you
can-
that long because honestly, the computer doesn't have that much shit on there. It's just a teenage girl's computer. So
Yeah, just
I don't
like
want you-
file names and like installed applications, shit like that. It's like a forensic tool that he's running. It's grabbing like a whole inventory of the drive.
Oh, check out the history real quick.
Yeah,
there we go.
clear my browser history. But that's part of that forensics is pulling all that, like browser history, everything that he can look at it offline. So, okay. So do I need to, where is it in the download process? Like, is that going to complete within the time? The 2 rounds?
It's 88% done.
Okay. And that'll be within the 2 rounds?
That'll be within 1 round.
Okay.
I'll go out and install.
So
Okay.
I'll be able to get everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Odesso. Norris is behind you and he's kind of looking around. You could tell he's getting anxious,
Okay.
trying to wrap this up.
I want to stand where Amy stood without actually standing on the spot and just look at the fridge and just kind of like try to absorb the moment as to what she would have been looking at.
Just looking at the doors of the refrigerator, most likely she was probably looking at the pictures before
All right, I'll
she
take
took
a-
her.
Got the phone, take a picture of where she stood looking at the refrigerator. Do I notice anything? Is there anything off on the floor or anything?
Blood go under the fridge or anything like that. Like maybe they push the fridge back in and there's trails of blood or something, or I don't know.
No, it doesn't look like anything like that. It looks like whatever she did, she was standing there and just shanked the hell out of herself, and that's where she expired.
So
But
that
she continued looking that direction. So
that was her last. There's something in those pictures, Tone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Norris says, "I'm sorry, Agent, but we're going to have to clear out of here. Are you okay
right.
with that?"
Yep, we're good.
All right. Why don't you police up your other 2 agents and start making your way to the front door, and I'll start locking everything up. Thank you for your
Okay.
time, and I hope to hear from you. Please make sure you see Detective Grady when you leave here if you have any other questions. He was, like I said, he was the lead on the other 2 families, but you didn't hear that from me.
Do you happen to know the names of the other 2 families, just so we're not walking up to Detective Grady completely empty-handed?
I hate doing that. You're going to have to give me a persuade check again, Agent.
You mean you hate being asked to do your job? Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't remember their names. Now, fuck
Minus
you,
20.
Agent.
He is channeling the government worker energy.
You can fuck off now.
27 under 53.
Great. Now you're going to make me have to look that shit up, too.
Again, doing your job. Sorry
The
to
names
inconvenience you.
Next episode.
That would be the Claiborne family and the Hooper family. But you didn't hear that from me.
Absolutely. No, we knew this. That's why we were asking you to corroborate.
Anyways, like I said, go, Agent, go get your nerd and your Asian and get the fuck out.
Half Asian.
Whoa.
Go ahead and get the other agents, please, and I'll lock up.
I don't. Okay. Can do that.
Actually, you were already there each, so it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I had ran.
Yeah.
Right here, sir.
Look. Okay, so you guys make your way through the front door, and you see that Detective Norris is still back there. He's making sure everything's good to go. As you leave the residence, You could see that there's a man standing next to the lone police cruiser with his back to you. He's dressed all in black. His salt and pepper head is tilted upwards as he looks into the darkening sky. As he turns, as you exit, you see the man appears to be in his late 60s. The glow of the streetlight revealing a gaunt face with dark rings under his eyes. And around his neck, you see a white collar, a priest's collar.
Father Miller's back.
In his left hand, you see he has a lanyard of beads with a cross. And he stands there, watching the three of you exit and walk towards him.
Well, good evening, Father. What brings you to this location?
Well, good evening, agents. My name is Father Johann Richter. I am the Pope's personal exorcist, and I was sent by him personally to investigate your investigation into this family's murders and suicide. And let us say that our Pope does not have faith in your resolutions.
Okay, this is interesting. What was your name again, Father what?
Johann Richter. We've been made aware of your lack of completion with certain operations.
Operations? What are you speaking of? We just arrived here. We could barely have any time to formulate any sort of result.
Oh, I've heard of your Agent Rice.
I think he's
The
talking
bodies
about
you
previous
left
ones.
behind
I know he is.
down in San Diego, leaving living and dead liabilities behind in your wake. Washington, D.C., Colorado Springs, Marblehead, Providence, even your trip that ended in you doing your wet work in another country on the other side of the planet, leaving a liability there as well. You've left behind personnel that could compromise the agency while trying to recruit assets in the field while those assets might actually be liabilities. Your vetting process lacks.
Well, sorry, is it Father Richter? You seem to know an awful lot about us.
See?
Yet you only mentioned the things that we didn't do. There was also a lot that we did do.
Yes.
I don't suppose there's any sort of congratulations on those, especially when it did nothing but ruin our lives as well. So how about, before you tell us all about how bad we are, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm the Pope's exorcist who goes out and mitigates the infield teams to see how they are working or not working, and whether or not every operation requires a cleanup crew, or whether or not those teams are actually cleaning up for themselves. You know, part of the operations require that you clean the investigation. That means making sure there are no pertinent paper trails, that there are no liabilities left in the field. If you're going to recruit an asset, to make sure you have 2 points of reference before there are viable people. It's come to the Pope's attention, agents, that you have neglected certain artifacts contained within bastions of truth. In short, these half measures. You rely too much on others to supplement your support and sterilize your operations.
Somehow I don't believe that this Pope you're talking about, and correct me if I'm wrong, Adesso, is Pope Leo. This is coming from another Pope, I assume?
You are aware that the agency is under a restructure. This is part of the hierarchy.
Well, apparently, Father Richter, you sound more like you're from a different sort of Pope. Like an Austrian one. Maybe you're from the other side. We've never met you before, so why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on then before you start throwing accusations? Because as far as I'm concerned, there's 3 of us and 1 of you.
I understand that, and I don't shy in the face of a veiled threat like that.
It was not veiled. It was out in the open, Father.
Well, let me explain this to you. You have not heard of me, because most people who hear of me, it isn't until it's too late. At this, he kind of puts his hands on his hips, and you see that he's actually sporting a shoulder holster. And on the left side, he's got, looks like an SMG hanging. I am not worried about that. I am a cleaner as well. And yes, you don't want to hear of me, because once another team hears of me, it's already too late. So how about we just dispense with these formalities, and you continue your investigation, and I will supplement by observing.
Great. Are you okay sitting in the back of a Charger? Because it's going to be pretty cramped.
I have no problem with that at all. Bring me up to speed on the Trasco family. And may I inquire as to where you're heading to next?
We'll tell you that next episode.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there we go.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, good call, bro.
Actually, where are you going to next? Coincidentally, that is my next stop as well. Now I'll see you next episode.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, just take your time.
I'm taking my time.
Yeah, well, while we're waiting, so yeah, that was the thing. There were 3 kids, Thomas, Brooke, and Maxine.
Yep.
Lori, who's now in the office that looks like turned bedroom, shows up after a while or something. Like maybe Lori is wasn't normally with mom and dad, or maybe it's Lori, the kid is from another mother, and who knows, right?
Right.
So we need to look into maybe one of them was married before, and this is the kid that's half the dads or half the moms.
This is a third wheel kid.
Yeah, the bonus child.
Yeah. Half of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora Radio, iHeart Radio, Amazon Podcasts, and Audible. And if you like what you're listening to, be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. Don't forget about our YouTube channel at Roll the Hard 20. So if you're into watching and you want to help support this show, then head on over and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the show out. We can also be found in the wild on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to look for us there and check us out. You can also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com, or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com, where you can download the current show directly, pick and choose past shows from our archives, or view our galleries. We've got a lot of stuff posted over there, so check us out. And finally, join us on our Patreon at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast, where you can become a hard slinger and pick up swag. So until next time, keep your dice warm and your glass topped off as you roll those hard 20s.